All right, everyone, gird your loins. This is the Popcorn Dialogues podcast, and we are here with The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Hello and welcome to another episode.
Hello.
I am your host, Nam.
I am your host, Rosh.
And we're very excited about this episode.
Yes.
Because we get to discuss the original, which is the original
the
Devil
OG,
Wears Prada.
The OG.
Which is one of our favorite movies.
Yep.
And of course, the sequel that has just come out.
Yes.
That
we saw last week.
So we'll talk a little bit about the original, but we'll do it in tandem with how we discuss the current one. So we're not going to do it separately.
Because I think that's the only way you can.
Yeah.
Because obviously there is a comparison to be had.
True, but it's not a full comparison.
No, but there's elements that really work and that don't work and worked so much better in the first film.
So dividing it up into the good, the bad, and the ugly. So what we really liked, what we think didn't work at all, and stuff that was just not needed at all. It was awful.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's not that much.
But there might be things that, to be fair, I haven't thought much about the ugly section, but in talking about good and bad, it may just come up, and
we might have to move something from the bad into the ugly.
Yeah, we might have to shift some things around, but we'll get there.
All right, so let's start off with what actually worked. Yeah. So to start off with, actually, we've got, it's a legacy sequel. The original Devil Wears Prada came out in 2006, right? And this is the era of Sex and the City had just ended, and then this came out. And so it was very much the fashion and, New York City. It was kind of the zeitgeist of
the time
pop culture and movies being set there and all of that sort of stuff, and women in corporate jobs and all of that. And I was quite young. How old were you when it came out?
13.
Yeah, so I would have been in uni at the time. So we're both quite young, so pretty you were still a kid. So it was this world that we weren't really familiar with, and it kind of opened your eyes to this is different stuff, And to be fair, we had seen movies, at least I had seen movies where women are in a corporate situation and all of that, but it hadn't really paid attention because it wasn't really geared to me. Yeah, this film very much was geared to women, young women, and a lot of young girls as well watched it and loved it. But when this came out, this was the time of New York City lifestyle.
Oh my god. I just remember I already was had so much love for New York without having gone there, from Breakfast to Tiffany's. Yeah. Because I watched that at a young age. Without even really knowing what the film was about, by the way. I probably shouldn't have been watching it 10 years old, but whatever. It's not there was anything bad in there.
True.
But yeah, so I was already oh my god, this magical place, it's so amazing.
It's
all
so
the
cool.
stuff, it's so cool. And then this film came out right when I was 13, a teenager. Yeah. And it was the most amazing thing that could have ever happened to me.
It was so good.
Oh my gosh. I was just in love with everything. I wanted to know what every designer was.
And let's not forget, it had Anne Hathaway, who was fresh off the Princess Diaries thing. You know, I wouldn't say fresh.
It was a couple years before that.
Years, but pretty much. This is when she was really starting to become very popular.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it drew in a lot of the girls who were already Princess Diaries fans into this as well. Yeah. So I think that's where a lot of the younger audience came in, because they'd seen her before and they really loved her. Yeah. So I think it was this really interesting moment when this movie came out. Now, I can't speak from a corporate angle in terms of work-wise, because I never worked in corporate, especially in that era. Yeah, same. So just as a fan of the movie, just watching pop culture evolve and, things like that, and fashion and all that, this was it. This was the movie. Yeah. The movie. Now, I've never read the book. Have you read the book?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I was watching that podcast with the Vogue podcast. Yeah. With, what's her name? Chloe Mao. Yeah. And she also mentioned that a lot of them had seen the movie, but none of them had actually read the book.
Yeah.
So I think they're using the book as their Vogue book club. I think they're using it for their book club. So I'd never read the book either.
Yeah.
But it was such a fascinating insight into the world of fashion.
Yeah.
And growing up, like, there used to be a channel called FTV. I think it still is there, FTV.
I mean, not so much here anymore, but I think it still exists somewhere.
Yeah, but FTV was a channel. It used to be like a cable channel. I used to love watching FTV. Like, I always loved models.
Yeah. Yep. FTV is literally the first time I heard the name Zuhair Murad. Like, I never heard of it. And, like, I was watching it. Like, I was flicking through and I suddenly stopped on FTV and I saw the most beautiful dress I could ever see in my life. And I was like, oh my God, who is this? And so, like, I watched the whole show because I was like, oh my God, oh wow.
Right?
Like, because dress after dress was just even more stunning than the last.
And I remember, like, always loving models and I loved fashion shows. Like, as a kid,
same.
I have always loved fashion shows. Like,
love them.
In India, I remember going to, I think we went to like one or two fashion shows, but they were like more for like these little sponsored events that like our dad had worked for, so we were invited to the fashion shows and I was like fascinated by like the whole thing. And it was just like so beautiful. Like, I just loved all of this stuff. So watching Devil Wears Prada was like, oh my God, this is so cool. But there was this, and I think it wasn't initially when we first watched the film, but as you watch the film over the years, you really take out, like, you've analyzed what the film is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because, like, I don't think as a teen I was thinking, like, what the movie was about. I was just like, oh my God, clothes. Oh my God, shoes. Oh my God, bags. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So cool. Like, and oh my God, Paris and New York and, like, wow. Like, oh, so amazing. Never heard, like, I had never, like, you know, seen anything quite like it.
Yeah.
And so, but it's only like over the years as like I grew up and like got more interested in film and like started analyzing it as a film and its themes and the script and everything that I really understood what the film was trying to say.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so straight off the bat, I think if we come to Devil Wears Prada 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
So initially, okay, so you and I have agreed that Devil Wears Prada, the original, is a perfect movie.
Yep.
Very similar to our other favorite, which is The Mummy.
Another perfect film.
Right? Perfect film.
Two of my Letterboxd top 4.
Right? Like, absolutely perfection.
Yep.
From the opening credit sequence where we're introduced to Andy to like the entrance of Miranda, every single aspect of the original is perfection. Yeah, it is like I can't even there is literally nothing I can say is a flaw. I'm sure there is, absolutely. There's nothing that's actual perfection, but those flaws are so small that they're not big. They're not like relevant, right?
Yeah.
The second one. Oh, that sigh says a lot. Okay, so I think let's straight off say. Yeah. Did we like the second one?
Liked it, but didn't love it.
Yes.
And not even like, oh my God, I'm holding it to such a high standard because the first one is good. I just don't think it even really. It's a perfectly fine legacy sequel as compared to other legacy sequels we've gotten of other things which are absolute crap. I just don't think it's a strong film.
Yeah, I agree.
It couldn't be like how Shrek 2. This is such a weird thing.
I know, it's such a weird segue.
Like Shrek 2 could easily stand on its own.
Oh yeah, I sometimes feel like it's better than the first one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it is so good as a sequel.
True.
That it's like, oh, it could easily be a separate thing. Like, it didn't even need to have a 2 on it.
The only other film that I can really think of having a legacy sequel, like after like how many ever years, I reckon Top Gun.
Oh, Top Gun Maverick
was
Top Gun Maverick was
right?
So
it was so good.
Yeah.
So like going in, what was your expectation? Did you have an expectation going in?
I didn't have any expectations, and that's like people might think that I will listening to this and being like, oh well, maybe you did. I actually didn't, because when the trailers were coming out and the promotion and everything, what we got in those promos and trailers is actually not what we see in the film.
No, it was very different.
I think it was right from the teaser where we see where everyone was like, oh my god, why is Miranda wearing Valentino rock studs? What the hell? Even just something like that did not really compute.
That
to
shot's
the film.
not even in the movie.
No, it's not even in the film. That it's like they just did that as a teaser, which now makes sense.
Yeah,
as just like a promotional thing. So I really didn't have any expectations because I really couldn't figure out that the central thing that is happening in this film was what it would be from the trailer. I couldn't get. I didn't really. There was
my only expectation wasn't even from the trailer or the teasers or anything. It was from the cast, the writers and the directors.
Yeah, that's where my expectations.
That was where my expectation was.
So maybe I had some. Yeah,
I knew that it wasn't going to be awful.
Yeah,
right. But I did not expect, and I think a lot of it was more for like my own preservation, so I'm not overly disappointed. I was just like, I know that it's not going to be horrible. Yeah. But I have a feeling that it's not going to be great. Yeah. And I'm glad I had that expectation because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I think my expectations really were, as you were saying. Okay. So that's a, you know, I'll take back one side of the statement. Yeah. Is my expectation was with the cast, with David Frankel, who directed the first film, and with Aline Bosch McKenna, who wrote the
script,
in particular with her. Because if it's not a snappy script, as you will learn as we go forward, it wouldn't work.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we're going to start with the good. Yeah. I think it's worth it to speak about the good because there's some good in it. Like there's not everything is good, but there are some good aspects of it. I personally think the best aspect of the whole film is that we've got the original cast back. Yeah. Yeah. The original cast is back. We get some new faces in. We get Simone Ashley added in, who I think was a great addition. Yeah. To as Miranda's assistant. We get to see Andy, Emily, Miranda, and Nigel, who are all in sort of like different places and very fairly, each of their places is very much what I would expect them to be in that position. Yeah. I actually really liked the fact that we have Andy, who has, I think it's mentioned that she has been living away from New York for like the last 15 years. 15 years. She's working as a journalist and, you know, she's like doing serious reporting, serious writing. And I really liked that because that is what her goal was ultimately. Yeah. That's what she wanted to do. That's what she had set out to do. And then she got that, right? And I really liked that. I was also quite like, and with the whole Andy arc, like I liked where Andy was. Yeah. At the start of the film. I really liked that. Yeah. 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 My other thing is I really liked where Emily was as well. Yeah. You know, like what was the position in Dior? Like, did they mention?
It was some executive position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's a Dior.
Yeah, she's at Dior. Like that's nothing to like.
But that was a surprising little twist. I thought she'd be at Runway. Because even in the trailers, you don't really know whether
you don't really get that she's in a separate place.
Right?
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see her in sort of opposition to Miranda. I actually quite liked that. Yeah. So they're the two assistants who, you know, were like basically the lackeys in the first film. Yeah. And I really liked that they were in a position where it made sense for their characters. Yeah. To be in that position. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Even when it comes to Miranda, yes, it's kind of like you see her as a much less powerful figure. in this, you know, in the first movie. Like oh my goodness, the entrance of Miranda in the first film is again one of the best entrances to any character, let alone the villain of the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so I really liked that, you know, we get to see this very much powerless character. Like, straight off the bat, they established the fact that Miranda does not have as much power as she had
used to,
before.
Yeah.
Right? And I liked that.
Yeah.
Right?
It's interesting. Like,
it's interesting.
If she was exactly the same, then there's no room for growth.
Yeah, there's like this evolution of Miranda, and we see that through the course of the film. So I quite like that.
Yeah.
And then even Nigel. I guess Nigel was the only one.
Is the one that I have the problem with.
That I was like, I don't know. Okay, I wouldn't say, I'm putting this in the good only because I like that Nigel is still at Runway.
Yeah.
Right? But I think we'll have to talk about him a little bit in the other
Nigel's
sections.
Where I have my a few issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the fact that he's still at Runway. He's still working with Miranda. Like that dynamic is still there. The dynamic
is the same. Yeah. Yeah.
That dynamic is still there. So I think what I'm trying to say is, in terms of character evolution, I really liked what happened with Miranda, Andy, and Emily. I liked how that was shown in the film.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else would you say was like something you kind of pinpointed as like a really good thing?
Honestly, the theme of the fact that print media is dying, which is exactly what is happening now, and doing whatever you can, however you can, in order to save the thing and the product that you are proud of. Yeah, you know, so like with the film starting with Andy and her team getting fired and everything, and then her having to, like, you know, she finds her way back to Runway, and then how she's going to be the features editor and all this stuff. But like, then also having to deal with the fact that there's going to be a restructure because Irv died.
Oh my God.
Like,
that was shocking.
Irv Rabbits died. And now his son is taking over, played by BJ Novak.
Ryan from The Office,
basically. Crazy. So crazy. And then, you know, dealing with a restructure and the fact that everything as they know it is changing already. Yeah. And then this big spanner in the works and how they have to navigate that. Yeah. I just thought that was all really great because that is what is happening now in our late stage capitalist world.
Absolutely. Like, the story setting, I think, was really good. It was very relevant to...
I think the setting is fantastic. I think the everything around them, the world is great. The world, like the second part of the world building, because we already know it as Runway and this big powerful thing, and of course this, like, you know, Elias Clark is like Condé Nast and all this stuff. So we know how all of that works, because we've known it in real life too. So to know how they've been going through it in real life and how it's like mirrored in the film. With the whole thing of like no more private cars and like you know, you have to fly coach,
budgeting,
which I'm sorry, actually isn't true. Anna does not fly coach. All right,
does she have a private jet?
She does not. She flies business, like everybody, like
not first class.
No,
really.
That the real Emily who gave the interview recently,
with
Chloe, she was talking about the fact that in Condé Nast that would not happen, that they would fly coach. It would at least be business.
Yeah, like, so, that was a little bit extreme, I felt. Yeah.
So everyone was like, that's kind of like, you know.
I mean, it's a good comedic moment.
But the private cars thing is gone. Yeah. It's Ubers, it's, you know,
well, the private cars thing came up, I think it was like a few months ago, or was it last year during New York Fashion Week, or was it Paris Fashion Week?
Paris Fashion Week.
And Chloe Mull was like just taking over from Anna Wintour, and she was very much in the press, and you know, she was going from show to show, and a lot of people were commenting on her outfits, and she was just wearing like normal like skirt and top. It was a warm day, and she was just wearing like sandals, and people were like, "Oh, she's not even wearing heels, like she's not dressed up." Da 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 da. And then a lot of people from the fashion industry were talking about the budget cuts and the fact that, well, in previous times you had private cars where you would be taken from one show to the next, whereas now a lot of the people covering the shows, going to the shows, are either taking cabs, either walking, taking the subway, whatever way. So they need to be dressed for comfort, not really for anything else. Yeah. So that, I was very happy that they reflected that in the story. Yeah. Yeah. Like, this is the thing. Like, I feel like in terms of what we got into with the business side of things, was very much relatable. Yeah, it worked. I think that worked.
I think that really worked. Yeah,
that really worked well. Yeah. To show what the negative impact of the evolution of this medium is. Yeah, where you've gone from purely print media to now a hybrid, essentially. Your print, your digital. Yeah,
like them saying that we're one of the only magazines that still has a book, but we also have to go digital, and we have to, be social media, and like Nigel being like, now it's basically just 30 seconds so that people can scroll on it while they're on the toilet.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what this content has become.
Yeah.
And so, it's just become content to consume in passive time. So it's really, they really brought out the sadness that comes with the changes of this industry.
Yeah. Because you don't even think about, like, I'm one of those people who, sits there and scrolls through Instagram, and I have Vogue on my Instagram. I have like all of that stuff. And yes, to be fair, a lot of it you passively scroll through. Like, okay, every now and then I'll read articles and, things like that. But to be very fair, most of it is passive consumption. Yeah. Right? And until that moment in the movie where he mentions that, I was like, oh my God, that's me. Yeah. I was like, oh. Yeah. And I'm one of the people who loves this stuff. Yeah. Even I do it passively, right? So it was a very like sobering sort of thing, and going, oh, that's kind of sad. Yeah. That's actually a very sad reality of it.
So like when you think back to the first movie and them talking about like the book and like how like they put the September issue together, and like all the advertisers that they need and all the stuff, and then Miranda being like, the September issue is like half the size now.
Like, it's paper thin.
And it's true. Like Vogue, the September issue is like the biggest issue ever. It's literally like used to be 3 times the size of the normal book. It's literally like half the size now.
Yeah. It's sad. It's very, very sad. So I really did enjoy the fact that they included that they didn't sugarcoat it as much. Yeah. I think another good thing I liked was that we still get to see like the fashion-y parts of things. Like, I liked that we got to see runway shows. Like, I liked that bit what they did in Milan with, Lady Gaga coming in. Oh my God, that was so cool.
Oh my God.
I really did love that. That was good. Lady Gaga's cameo was great.
That song is so good. Shape of a Woman. I've been listening to it.
Like that Shadow of a Man, Shape of a Woman. Very cool.
Yeah. The sister songs, really.
I was listening to that. I've been listening to that song as well.
Yeah, it's so good.
And even the one she did with Doechii, the runway. Yeah, that's so good as well. I just think, so I think like seeing that and seeing the fact that stuff is still very much relevant. Yeah. Okay, fine. The magazine might be dying out and people are not buying it as much and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah. But your fashion stuff is still very much relevant. Yeah. So I enjoyed that. Oh, what else would we say?
Because and just to go on with that, like, the innovation and the artistry that comes with the originality from designers and the people behind all of these runway shows and the behind these huge luxury brands. Like, there's talk of the movie of AI coming in and like we can just suddenly make something out of thin air, like on a screen, like no one's gonna care. And Miranda literally being like, well, what is the vision? Do you have that? Do you have what it means to be an artist? And that is, again, something very relevant, like what we're going through right now with AI and the honestly, like, it just hurts my brain to think about AI because I hate it so much. Yeah. I hate it. So it's literally, it's not even that it's coming. It's here already.
It's not going away.
And it's not going to go away. So it's like, it's basically how do we work around it?
And navigate it.
Yeah. Like, learn what you can about it without having to use it yourself. And if it does come to a point, it's like, how do you use it ethically and without losing that the morality that comes with artistry. I think so. It's just like, it's so, that was all, like, as we said, like the themes and like the outer workings of the film all really work. Yeah. Like the dying industry, AI, preserving art. Like, it's all so good. It's like a trifecta of themes, really. I thought that was really well done. Really, really well done.
I don't know. I feel like it could have been done better.
I mean, it was done well in terms of...
It was brought in as a discussion point.
It was brought in as a discussion point. They could have taken it further, for sure. It needed to be more. But why I'm saying it's good is because, and I guess it would come into the bad, is that there is a lot of stuff that is bogged down in this film by like the traveling and like, trying to like make sure every character has a thing to do, but then also not giving them enough time to shine.
Yeah,
and then
so I think this is where we talk about the bad then. So
that is why the themes don't carry all the way till the end. Yeah. I agree. Like it could have like, it gets to a really good point and then it just kind of drops off. Yeah. Because you're trying to wrap up the legacy characters rather than do that while also preserving your themes. Yeah.
One last thing I want to mention in the good is, and this goes with, the evolution of Miranda. And I really, really, really love this bit because in the original, it is such a big thing. And it is her dumping her bag and her coat on Andy's desk, right? Yeah. So when she does that every single time, like it's a montage. Yeah. Right? And so in the original, when you do that, it's funny. It's humorous. But it serves a very important purpose, which is to show who holds the power between the three women. Yeah. In that moment, when the bag and the coat gets thrown onto Andy's desk, Andy is the least powerful out of the three. Yeah. Because she's the junior assistant. She is not someone...
She's told what to do constantly.
Even Emily is higher than her, right? Yeah. But then and you don't get it until she dumps her bag instead of Andy's desk. Yeah. She dumps it on Emily's desk.
After she's told her that I want you to come to Paris instead. Yeah.
And that shift kind of really makes you realize, hang on a minute. This dumping of her bag in her coat's got nothing to do with hanging her stuff. Yeah. It's to show this is your place. Yeah. And I am telling you where your place is, right? Yeah. So for that to happen, and it's done in a very funny way, but that last shift kind of is a bit serious, right? Yeah. Whereas in the second one, and I really love this, and I saw a TikTok where someone was saying, oh, it was played for laughs. I think it was played for laughs brilliantly. Yeah. And Meryl Streep did a brilliant job of it. Yeah. Because the moment where you see Andy looking at Miranda hanging her coat and bag up on the wall, and Miranda's arms are like wobbling, and she does it, and she just has to take a breath, like lean on the wall, and like she's so tired from doing that. Yeah. It's hilarious. Yeah. And it is the perfect visual to show you the position that Miranda is in. Yep. Which is she is no longer the devil. Yeah. That we know from the first movie. Yeah. Right? She is not the same person. She has completely changed. Yeah. And this is where, like, I think we need to continue a little bit on in terms of like characters. Yeah. Which will segue into like, they can be good, bad, ugly. Like there's parts of it for all three of them. I think I was very nervous going in. Yeah. For Miranda, especially because looking at the trailers, she was definitely not the same Miranda. Yeah. From the first movie, and you and I both had that conversation.
And my thing was basically like Meryl Streep had really gone into like method acting for the first one.
Yeah.
Right, to the point where when she first met Anne Hathaway on set, and Anne tells the story, and she's like, it's so lovely to meet you. And then Meryl's like, yes, it's really lovely to meet you. But I just need you to know this is the last time I'm going to be nice to you. And then it was straight into like Miranda. But like she's talked over the years how like that kind of was like really affected her because it didn't allow her to like.
She didn't bond with them.
Like it was more like after the fact, you know, like when
she didn't have fun with filming.
She didn't have fun with filming. She didn't have fun with them. Like, you know, so that was kind of like where it was at. So my thing when the trailers and everything happened and we were like, it doesn't seem like this. My thing was like, maybe it's just Meryl going, I'm not doing the whole method crap anymore. And so, you know, but no, it is really that Miranda has seen the industry change and realized that if she also doesn't make some changes, then it could be detrimental to her.
I think,
and so that's interesting.
Yeah, I really liked that one thing, I wouldn't put it in the bad. It's not a bad, but it is something that I'm like, it kind of takes away a little bit from it, but it also adds a little bit. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm totally sold on it, but the humanization of Miranda. Yeah. We get to see a little bit more of her inner world in this. Yeah. You know, we get to see a little bit more of an interaction with her husband, and you know, we get to see her Hamptons house, and Andy gets invited to the Hamptons house, and like they have a little private moment, and Miranda's kind of like dancing off with a bottle of wine, and you know, we get to see her in her comfortable space. Yeah. And I really liked that. However, what I did personally enjoy more was her still in her work mode. Yeah. But a little bit more humanized. Yeah. Rather than just seeing her at her home. Yeah. You know? So I did really like that. And I liked the fact that we very much have is it Amari? Amari, yeah. Right? Simone Ashley's character, who's her assistant. She basically is like, no, you can't say that. Yeah. You can't say that. And
basically her moral compass.
Yeah, like I find it so funny that Miranda now has to like hold her tongue. Yeah. Whereas she's never had to do that before. Yeah. And I really like that because that is something like in this world, you cannot go around being the old Miranda. Like there's just no way you're gonna get canceled left, right, and center. It's not happening. Yeah. You know, especially now with like the Gen Zs coming in. I'm sorry, but it's not.
I thought of like the line in the first one where she's like, I asked for clean, athletic styling. They sent me dirty, tired, and paunchy.
Oh my God, she could never say that now.
Say that now.
You could never say that now.
Hire the smart fat girl.
Oh. Like part of the reason, and this might be totally controversial, but I feel like part of the reason why the script of the first one is so funny is because you can say things like this.
Say what you wanted,
right?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that don't be politically correct. I think being politically correct is also very important.
It's important, of course. You have to be in this day and age, but like. They're portraying in the first one. They're portraying someone who wouldn't have cared.
No, she just didn't care.
That's why the script works. Is because she's saying things that you shouldn't say, but at the time you could get away with it.
You could get away with it, right? And she can't get away with it anymore. No. So I really liked that, and I also liked the fact that she's defanged. Yeah, I kind of like it. Yeah. I don't mind that.
I mean, I don't know. I'm so conflicted on it because it's good because, as I said, if you're exactly the same, and this is the Nigel problem, from the first movie into the second movie, and you don't evolve past the credits, even though we won't see it, but like, if you don't have any kind of like, you know, progression, then it doesn't work. Yeah. It just doesn't work. So in that way, I can see what they've done with Miranda. But like in another way, I understand people being like, oh, why did they have to like humanize her? Because that is what made the character interesting.
Iconic, yeah.
And iconic.
Well, that's what,
and just like cements herself in our in our zeitgeist. Like, you know, and the only scene that I really saw, and it might actually be my favorite scene in the film.
In the second one?
Yeah, in the second one, is where she says to Emily, you are not a visionary, you're a vendor.
Yes.
Like that whole scene where they're talking about, like, she's like, you pushed me out. Why did you do that? You don't know the first thing about me. Like, you know, Emily's saying all that stuff. You know, Emily's saying all of these things, and, you know, Miranda's just like, you can't do what I do. You're not a visionary, you're a vendor. Like, that was and then she just says, that's all. Her iconic,
that's all.
Her that's all worked so well in that. Because she doesn't, I don't think she says it very often in the second one.
She just says it a couple of times.
But that one was like, it just cuts you deep.
That's where she becomes
the devil.
What Miranda has always been.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I liked that. I liked that she is slightly defanged. I like that. Because it is reference to the evolution of a character.
Yeah.
I think if we move on to, like, someone like Andy, who's very important because she is the protagonist of the film. Let's face it.
Yeah.
In the first movie, like, Andy comes in not taking her job very seriously.
No.
She makes fun of the world that she's in, and she thinks these women are flighty and all of that stuff. And I reckon by the end of it, she does seem to gain, you know, some kind of respect for it.
Yeah.
But knows it's not for her, and she decides to walk away. But the way Andy comes in the first one is very similar to how Andy comes in this one. Yeah. Right? Thinking that now she has the appreciation for Runway. Yeah. But this time she comes in going, oh, I can save Runway. Yeah. Like, they need me. Yeah. I am like all this now.
Like, and Irv has called me. Clearly things are bad.
And I'm just like, girl.
And I can fix everything.
No.
Like, no, girl, you can't.
No. You can't do that.
No.
You know, and that's why I liked the bit where Miranda goes to her, because, like, her articles, she's writing all these articles and no one's really reading them. Yeah. And Miranda's like, you just have to learn how to write now and, like, write what people want to read. Yeah. Is it Miranda who says that or Nigel?
No, she kind of says, like, yes, you're wanting to get new readers in, but, like, don't alienate the ones we already have,
right?
Yeah. Like, because they're the ones who are then not going to read this stuff.
Exactly.
It's not Runway.
Yeah.
So
in that sense, like, I liked Andy. I liked her character. Like, but this is where the bad comes in for me.
She ends up, like, her being back at Runway, that last frame of her being in her office, she went through, like, the strength and the courage it took her to walk away in the first movie now kind of doesn't mean anything. Now that she's ended up back there. And just because it's a different time, it's 20 years later.
Yeah. As a different position.
Yeah, it's a different position. It's a different world, as we said. The print media is dying. Okay, fine, sure. But it's still the same company. It's still the same person that you had this contention with. Yeah. So why is it different now? Is it just because you're in a higher position? Because it's ultimately in another few years' time, it could come down to the same thing.
Same thing, yeah. You'd have to make the same decision.
You might have to make the same decision to walk away.
So you haven't really moved on.
You haven't moved on.
Yeah, you've come back to,
you know, like, it's that thing of, like, how
the
she's
place
like,
you started.
You know, don't be ridiculous, Andrea.
Everybody
wants this. Everybody wants to be us. Sorry, I just had to pull the line out. It was so good. But, like, you know, and then Andy being like, I don't want this, you know, like,
this is not what I want.
So she walked away, and that was a big deal.
Yeah.
But you're just back. You're back to it.
I don't necessarily mind that as much because
it doesn't work for me, I feel.
Fair enough. Yeah. I will give you that. I don't hate it. But I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right? Because she does, in a way, end up basically starting, like, ending up where she had started. Yeah. And there is, the way Andy is as a character, I don't know how long that's going to last. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? What I did like about Andy this time, and maybe that might be a little bit different, is the way that she fought to save Runway.
Yeah.
Right? She fights to save Runway. And she really, really tries. Like, she is...
But then don't you think it's not that, because at the end Miranda's like, you didn't do this for us, you did this for yourself.
True.
You know, she really is trying to preserve her own...
Yeah, like she doesn't want to lose her job.
Yeah. Ultimately, that's the goal. It's
true.
You know, she's lost one job, she doesn't want to lose another.
True.
So let's try and find a way to save Runway. Not for anybody else, I feel.
I think her ulterior motive is for herself. It is selfish reasons, definitely. But I think I would like to give her the benefit of the doubt that it's not only selfish. I think for her, it's 90% selfish, but 10% is also saving something.
Yeah.
I will give her that.
Yeah.
I will give her that. I feel like she didn't have to fight that hard, because one of the things that happens in the film is where she decides to write a book about...
Well, she doesn't decide.
No, but like her friend kind of goes, if you
and
write
she writes
a book,
a few chapters as
and
like
she gets offered, I think it's
sample.
like 250,000, 350,000 advance. And if I feel like it was just about her, she would have been like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, she probably would have left and then written the book.
This is not my circus. These are not my monkeys. I'm going to write the book.
But like, I think that would have been better, because Miranda at the end is basically like, yeah, write the book. Tell people what it's like.
But I think it's fine. I think it's good, though. I think she can do both, though.
Yeah, but she didn't really give the implication at the end.
True. I mean, she doesn't decide to...
Even though Miranda was like, yeah, people should know what the cost is of this job.
And this is why I like that Miranda is very much, I can place her in the good category.
Yeah, I think Miranda in herself, even though there's a couple of little things...
Yeah, just a few things.
Like niggly things that I've just mentioned. But like, I think Miranda works in the story. Andy somewhat works in the story, but I think as we get into like more of the bad and possibly the ugly, I don't think Nigel and Emily work in the story.
I agree. Now I want to talk about Nigel, because I think this is where we get into like Nigel's sort of bad territory.
Yeah.
Again, I love that Nigel's back.
I love that Nigel's back simply because it's Stanley Tucci.
Yes.
And he's good at his job.
Exactly.
He's a great actor. He does well with what he's given. But
my problem is we don't see an evolution of him.
Nigel is exactly the same at the end of this film as he was at the start of the first movie.
But in a way that's okay, because he is the one that is, you know how you always have one character who is the good character, right? And that's who he is.
Yeah, they can be the good character, but they have to have some kind of evolution.
Exactly. There is no evolution.
He hasn't changed. Like, there's no, like... And so I like the fact that, you know, Miranda kind of sees that he's never the one who complains. He's never the one who, like, you know, screams, shouts, does anything. He's always there as the quiet, like, the one who's quiet.
The strength,
strength in moments of, like, chaos and all that stuff. I get that. That's really great. We need people like that. But we also need them, you know, to be seen, to be appreciated, to be given
their flowers,
given the opportunities. And he hasn't. And he hasn't been. Yeah. And I like him mentioning, like, oh, you think what happened with the whole James Holt thing was the only time that this has happened? Like, it's happened for years since then. And I get that. Like, it makes sense. Like, stuff has come up over the years where it's been kind of a repeat of that, and he's just had to learn to live with it. Okay, fine, but it would have been nice to see him stand up for himself. And I think this is where I would put this in the bad is, I think this movie was calling for not a confrontation, but definitely a scene between Miranda and it could have been
and
so
Nigel,
powerful,
where he literally stands up to her.
Yeah.
And again, not in a mean way.
Yeah, and you could have emphasized all of the things she said about him. You're not the one who screams. You're not the one who shouts. You're not the one who, you know, and complains or whatever. You could have emphasized all of that in a really great scene where he says, I have stood by you through everything. Yeah. And now I feel you need to, you know, reciprocate. Yeah. You need to do something. Yeah. You know?
I just feel like it was a missed opportunity. It was a missed opportunity. I think completely missed opportunity. There needed to be a powerful scene between the two of them.
Yeah, it could have been.
And that was just not there.
There's a really great scene between Miranda and Emily. There needed to be something between, and like, it's not just her like being like, well, you're the one who wrote the speech, so you should give the speech. Like,
yeah, it was very like, oh,
was
lovely,
very, like,
lovely, lovely, and that was nice. I liked it. I got very emotional in that
like,
moment.
Brush the hands. Oh, it's done.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't give Nigel the opportunity to say everything that he has bottled up for all these years.
Yeah.
And it could have been this really beautiful moment of two friends, of two colleagues, of two, almost like a sibling, because they've been together for years.
Yeah.
They know each other.
And you as the writer should know your characters well enough to, if you have said that they have been through this since the beginning, since Miranda has been there, since he's been there.
Yeah.
They've developed a relationship, a working relationship, but also a personal one in terms of being so close, like siblings, as we're saying. You should know them well enough that you should know their kind of confrontation style as well.
Exactly.
You
what
know?
It would look like.
What would that look like?
Yeah. And I think there was a completely missed opportunity. I think it would have been a powerful moment.
Yeah. It could have
been
been
for both Miranda and for Nigel.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you really want to show us the evolution of Miranda, I think that would have been a really great way to show it. That would have been a
great moment. Yeah. And I think another thing that I think was a missed opportunity in this was, I feel like they didn't, like, I loved what we got of Amari, of Simone Ashley. I loved what we got. She had literally the best outfit.
Oh my God. The best. The best
Her wardrobe was the best. Stunning, of course. God. Like, she fits into that role.
Yeah.
Like perfection.
Perfection.
Right? She's smart. She's intelligent. She knows her job well. She's not flighty. She's not, an airhead. She is excellent at her job.
Yeah.
I wish we could see a little bit more.
She should have had more to do with the whole thing of saving the magazine, saving Runway. Like, involve her more in that.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
That would have been so good.
That would have been great. And you don't have to do too much.
Yeah.
Because she's not the focus.
Yeah.
But use her.
Yeah.
Use her. I
think they really needed to use the assistants more. Like, they needed to, like, even
Charlie, I think is it? No,
Charlie the Chair. Yeah,
Charlie the Chair. Yeah,
let's call him Charlie the Chair. Caleb Perrin, he's a great comedic actor. He's so good that, like, when people have been talking about it, they're like, we saw him in the movie, and we're like, oh my God, so awesome, and they just gave him nothing to do.
Yeah.
Just sat there in the chair the whole time.
Even if it's like a couple of scenes, like where in the background they're doing something or say something, you know, they're in a meeting or whatever. Like, show us that, because you have established an aspect of that film already through the first film. Yeah. It would be nice to see what the new assistants would be like. Yeah. And it's a new generation.
This new generation of assistants would be like.
You know, like, we can already see the way Amari is. But, like, Emily and Andy could never.
Yeah.
With the Miranda.
To be like, no, you can't say that.
Like, never.
Like, what?
Right? Like, it's almost like Miranda's kind of scared of Amari.
Yes! It's actually so good.
It's so good. Their dynamic is perfect.
I loved her, like, the bit in Coach where she's like, "Oh, Miss Priestly would like a glass of your finest champagne." They're like, "Oh no, we don't serve that in Coach, but maybe the." And she turns to her and she goes, "Perhaps a snack box."
Perhaps a snack box. And Miranda's like,
so
"Oh my God, kill me now."
It was so good. Oh my God,
it's so
good.
funny. I love it.
Yeah.
So I think, like, that's another missed opportunity. Yeah. Another very big missed opportunity is the fact that we did not have a comment on influencers and their role in fashion.
Yes. I think that was something that could have really been another
influencers
pinpoint.
And the role in fashion, because let's face it, in the world that we live in currently, influencers are a big part of it. They're a big part of fashion. Yep. They are what drive trends. They are what drive sales. They are what drive like so much.
Yeah.
You know, and you can, you know, be a purist and be like, oh, influencers are just influencers or whatever. But you have to acknowledge the fact that
you have to acknowledge their existence.
Exactly. They exist.
Yeah.
They have an impact on fashion. It's not going away anytime soon.
They have an impact on how fashion has changed.
Absolutely.
And it is evolving.
And can I also just say, influencers have not all influencers. This is a big, big, big disclaimer. Not all influencers, but there are some very good ones who not only have a genuine love for fashion and have their own style that they have curated over the years, but they have the knowledge base. They have educated their audience.
Yeah. Would you say then that like, rather than like, I don't know, people...
No, they're still influencers.
No, people keep saying like there's a difference between influencers and content creators. Like influencers are just the ones that, you know.
I feel like they can be used interchangeably. Not every content creator is an influencer. Yeah. But every influencer is pretty much a content creator.
Yeah, true.
So, you know.
Anyway. Yeah.
Technically we are content creators, but we're not influencers.
We're not influencers. As much as we would like to be.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think they play a big part in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
So I think that was very much missing. And I definitely will put that in the bag because you are showing us what this industry looks like and you're cutting out a huge chunk of it.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's a big, big part that was not included and it needed to be acknowledged in some way.
No, I agree. I totally agree 100%.
Yeah. What else would I say? I think I have to put Emily in the bad. Sadly,
I'm gonna like straddle her between good and bad because this is where I kind of want to talk about the script. So as a script, I think that, as I said, the themes work up until a point. Yeah, I think some of the characters work up until a point, but the script is not strong in terms of like. The dialogue itself is very... In the first one, there's dialogue that literally I could print on the like inside my eyelids and I know it by heart. Yeah. Right? Like the cerulean speech.
Oh my god!
Okay,
that moment,
like the cerulean speech, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who know it word by heart, for word.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
And as do I. The why is no one ready?
Oh, so good.
Or like you know,
the pursing of the lips.
The pursing of the lips. Catastrophe.
Like my favorite. Stuff. I'm sorry. And she's like, Miranda Hyde. She knows what I look like.
Like,
do you?
I love that. I love it. Gird your loins. Did someone eat an onion bagel? Like, you know, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Do you have some prior commitments? Some hideous cat convention you have to go to?
Oh, no. What's that other one Emily says? Don't just fling it anywhere.
Yeah. It's like, now hang that up. Don't just fling it anywhere. Like, it's so... There's such iconic lines. Like, by all means, move at a glacial pace. You know how that thrills me. Like, it's so... Like, there's just, like...
One after
the other. You can just, like, rehearse it in a constant rolling...
Yeah.
You know...
It's memorable.
In a wheel, like a hamster wheel. It just keeps going around. With this one, it's very hard to like...
What's that other one?
To like...
Florals
for spring. Groundbreaking. The tales of your incompetence do not interest me. Like, it's so good.
Oh, it's so good. Oh my god.
So good.
It is such a good script.
Oh, it's so good.
It's juicy.
Yes. It's like packed with like iconic lines.
Yeah.
Memorable moments. Really impactful stuff going on.
My other favorite Nigel one is when they're in the jungle photo shoot and he's like something. He goes, I can't believe I talk about this crap all day.
Sometimes I can't believe I talk about this crap all day. And then a follow up where she's like, oh, can't wait. He's like, excuse me, can we adjust the attitude? Don't make me feed you to one of the models. It's so good.
It is perfect. It's so good.
It's just there's so much going on. And then this script, I could not tell you.
I
a
don't
single
remember
line.
any lines
Apart from Emily being like, "Oh, kept those eyebrows though, didn't you?"
Well, the bit
because it's in the trailer.
Yeah, but the only other memorable one is the moment between Miranda and Emily.
Yeah, because
that's a really powerful moment.
Impactful.
Yeah,
that's one of the few impactful ones where I can remember it.
Yeah. Because
it's just it's acted brilliantly by both of them.
Yeah.
Like, on each side, and it's really well written. So, but having said that, where the good comes in with Emily is that she got a laugh every single time.
I will agree.
In our theater, if there was a laugh, it was because Emily said something.
Yeah. True.
So while I don't feel her lines are memorable, in the moment while we were sitting there in the cinema, it was laugh after laugh.
She did have the comedic element. Yeah,
it was good. Where the bad comes in with Emily is that she's treated as just like she's kind of treated as the villain in this piece, and she doesn't get her due. She doesn't get her flowers. You know?
I actually put that in the ugly.
That actually I would shift to the ugly.
That in the ugly.
I don't like the treatment of Emily in this film.
I agree, because
you show us that she's got this great job at Dior. The flagship is opening, and then you kind of then just reduce her to having this relationship that is
shallow and materialistic. And look, she is shallow and materialistic.
She is those things. Yeah. But like, even in the first one, she is kind of those things. But
she has depth.
Yeah. There are things that she wants in life.
Like one of the things, like I really liked at the end of this one is when Andy and Emily meet up at the end.
Yeah, and she's
like, "I called you.
Yeah, I thought we would be friends.
And that comes across in the first one because when at the end when Andy calls and says, "Oh, I'm gonna leave you all my Paris stuff," she gets really emotional.
It's a huge imposition. I'll have to get them taken in. I'm sure they'll drown me.
Right, and then she tells the second assistant, "You've got big shoes to fill." Yeah, that moment is because
she hops away haughtily on her crutches.
Emily is a very deep person. That's what you get from the first movie, right? Yes, she is shallow and materialistic on the surface. But there is something inside her.
Yeah. Like when it happens that she can't go to Paris and then she gets into the accident and breaks her leg and all that. She's so hurt by Andy saying
devastated.
That I had to tell you that we can't, She's like, and I don't care if she beats you with a red hot poker. You should have said no. And all the clothes that you're gonna get, you don't deserve them.
And again, that dialogue,
you eat carbs for Christ's sake.
Right? Again, that dialogue is very funny, but there is a deep hurt underneath it. It's not about the clothes.
She's gone through hell. She's put her body on the line to get to Paris.
And that moment is not about the clothes. Yeah. It's actually not about the clothes. It's about the sweat and tears that she has put into her job. She gets, like, one of the things that I find really impressive about Emily, and it's such a good contrast between Emily and Andy in the first one, is the fact that, like, there's that scene where I think it's like Andy's first day of work or something, and Emily calls her. It's 6:15, right? The alarm on Andy's bedside says 6:15. Emily is dressed and ready at work, organizing everything. She's calling her to start doing things, right? And Andy's like, what?
Yeah. You pick up her coffee order on the way. Yeah. Yeah.
She has discipline, right? Even the bit where she is sick. She is dying.
Yeah. I love my job. Right? I love my job. But
she is there. And when Andy's kind of like, Miranda tells her, "No, you have to help me because Emily's sick."
Yeah.
And Emily kind of just looks at her because she's fasting.
Only when the first assistant hasn't decided to become an incubus, a viral
plague. and like they're standing at the party, and Emily's kind of, Andy's like, "Oh, I have to get a useless boyfriend name."
Fidgeting, you have to be here.
You have to be here. Like, there are these moments where Emily literally is like, "You need to like lock in, dude.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, this is a job.
I'll have you know that this is a very difficult job for which you are totally wrong. And if you mess up, my head is on the chopping block. Now hang that up. Don't just fling it anywhere.
Right? So Emily has a very deep thing. And look, you could chalk it down to evolution of a character. She's divorced now. Sure. And things like that. But she is a mum. She is working in a very high powered position. Yeah. She has to have something inside her other than just like, oh, my boyfriend's going to buy me Runway and I'm going to become the editor-in-chief. Yeah. I don't buy that. Yeah. Yeah. I actually do not buy that. No. That is one aspect of Emily I did not buy. Yeah. I was like, that can't be everything that you want in life. Like, no, sorry. Like, because then what example are you showing your kids? Right? You know, that this is all that really matters. I honestly do not feel like that whole Emily arc makes sense for her character. It really doesn't. No. I feel like they did her dirty. They really did her dirty. And then her ending up a coach was just like, oh. And that again, I'm annoyed pissed me off. Yeah. Because what are you trying to say? Yeah. That Coach is not good enough? Yeah. Like, okay, yes, it is not uber luxury. Look, like Dior. Everyone knows that. We know that Coach is mid-luxury. But even the head of Coach, he says, I'm happy being mid-luxury. Like, I'm happy having that because it's at least something that you can attain to. Yeah, he's like, I don't want my customers to walk into a showroom and go, oh my God, 6 months of my salary needs to go into a handbag. Like, that's ridiculous. Yeah. And for a CEO of a company to say that, okay, yeah, they're not selling cheap handbags. No, they're not. But what they're selling is good quality and at the right price. And craftsmanship. Yeah. And a price that reflects that craftsmanship. Exactly. Yeah, I'm a huge Coach fan. I love Coach. We're big Coach fans in this house. And this is the thing. Like, so what are you trying to say? Yeah, that line where Andy's like, oh, so how's Coach? It really doesn't come across as like, oh, she's, doing well. It's seen as a step down. It's kind of like you're saying it's a step down. And she even says, well, I'm persona non grata now. Yeah. Right? Instead of, you know what should have actually happened? Is that she gets headhunted by Coach. Right? Yeah. And Coach says, we like what you've done with Dior. Yeah. We want you at Coach. Yeah. And she's like, you know what? I think that's a great idea. Or even like if she stayed at Dior and she went into a higher position. Yeah. Whatever. Like she's like an even whatever. They don't really even emphasize what she does. Yeah, they didn't really say. They didn't really say. But the thing is, I would have liked her to have that little confrontation with her boyfriend and gone, this is not what I want. Yeah. Like show that depth of who she is. Right? Like you literally ruined her character. Yeah. And then you made it, you've implied... And you played it for laughs. You played it for laughs, and you've implied through the line that he's the one who dumped her. Yeah. I'm sorry, but he's a friggin' loser. Like... Well, he is a billionaire. Yeah, I don't care. Billionaires are losers. Sorry. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're awful people, and I hate them. Yeah. But, like, you've reduced her to just, like... I didn't like what they did with Emily's character. So that is definitely in the ugly pile. Yeah, that's absolutely like the ugly for me. Ugly. Yeah. And okay. So even in the ugly, I can't believe I'm going to say it, but like some of the fashion. Yeah. And look, it's not even like certain pieces are ugly or whatever. I think where it comes in is that there's not... Miranda aside, I think Miranda looked amazing. Amari looked amazing. Oh, Amari looked amazing. There is not, and I guess this comes in with what I'm saying is we're bringing Andy back into this. There is no distinction between Andy and Emily. I think there is like they look like their outfits could be interchangeable. Whereas in the first one, even when Andy starts dressing, in the luxury clothes, they're still like, this is her style and this is Emily's style. True. Whereas now it's just like, you could just borrow from each other. I don't 100% agree with it. No, because I feel like Emily is still a little bit more... Well, I'm not talking about Andy's work clothes. I'm talking about like the Milan clothes, the stuff at the runways. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Not the work clothes. The work clothes are actually what I liked, so that's in the good. I liked the work clothes. I liked her work clothes a lot.
There's like one outfit that I was like, oh my God, I really want it.
Which one?
With the navy blue with the pearl collar.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
I loved that.
That was very nice. I loved that suede jacket.
Yeah,
and the blue jeans outfit. That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I will say, yeah, I agree with that. Like when you mentioned that, you know, it's the outside of work outfits that she does. I agree. I think, yeah, the fashion was just not it.
It just didn't work.
Like there were certain things, of course, that were really nice.
Yeah.
I loved Amari's outfits. Miranda, I think, looked great in pretty much everything. There were some really cool pieces that she wore. I think there was that Dries Van Noten jacket, the tassel jacket that she wore.
The tassel jacket was great.
That was stunning.
I love that, and I really love the sparkly suit that she wears in Milan.
That was very nice as well.
For the dinner. Yeah.
I think, okay, I have to say, in terms of bad, my other bad has to kind of be the whole saving of Runway, like the way that they did that. I didn't like it. Like, you know how when they approach Lucy Liu's character.
Yes.
And they were like I just felt like that was so rushed and lackluster.
It was a bit trite, yeah.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But the execution of it was wrong.
Yeah.
I think that was bad. Because I think after Miranda makes that statement to the husband, what's his name in the thing? I can't remember, whatever. Justin Theroux's character. She basically, you know, asks him what your vision is for it. And this is where he makes the AI comment and he's like, oh, won't even need models at one point, right? Yeah. And that's when she's like, okay, we need to get Runway out of this guy's hand. Yeah. Because this is not going to work. Yeah. And that's when they sort of come up with the idea that it's going to be, we're going to approach her because they've already interviewed her for something. Yeah. I would have liked to see that conversation. Yeah. Right? And her going, like, because we just get this offhand comment that, you know, she's going to be hands off and that, you know, they're going to get creative control and all of that stuff.
Like, they go to her house and everything, but then they're kind of like, oh, she's just like, oh, yes, I want you to still be, like, the head Runway and blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of just it.
Yeah. Whereas but it needed to be, like, a proper scene.
It shouldn't have been Andy being, like, on the phones and, like, you know, all this stuff. It should have been, like, we need to put something together in order to sell her.
Pitch it.
Yeah. Basically pitch her the idea of why she should buy Runway. Yeah. And basically save us.
Yeah,
save
because
all of us.
Not only would it have been like in opposition to what like it would have been interesting to see like the pitting of the exes.
Yeah, like right. If you really want to bring in side characters and side plots and make them work, then this is how you would have to do it.
And it doesn't have to be like overly long and overtaking the story. Yeah, that is another risk it could run into.
Yeah, which it already kind of does if you think about it. And then it's like you haven't done it well. Yeah. Whereas if the execution had been like, you know, she comes in opposition to him, it could have still worked, but you just didn't do a good job of it.
Because, like, I think what needed, and this is where, when you were talking about the AI thing, I think this is where I kind of was like, I'm going to put it in the bad, because they did not emphasize that point enough when they were saving Runway. And when Runway gets bought, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If that had been a point that was emphasized... I think that would have been a really good moment, a good comment on what's happening right now. Yeah. With all these AI articles coming out and, you know, ads that are being created by AI and all of that sort of stuff. I think it would have been a really nice little pushback and a nice reminder that these are humans. Like, these are artists who are involved in every single thing. Like, it should have been like her saying, I want 100% human work behind all of this. And this is why I'm investing in you. Yeah. Yeah. I am trusting you because this is what I want. Yeah. And that's where I feel like, again, it's kind of like a missed opportunity. Yeah. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So I feel like overall, like, they've done a fairly good job, but there's so many missed opportunities. Yeah. Yeah. There could have been so many better things.
There's a lot of things that get to a point and then they don't fully see it through. And that's the frustrating part about this film.
Like, and this is where the ending comes in as well. Because at the end, so Miranda's up for the promotion, which is to be head of global content, right? She becomes head of global content, but she's also retaining her position at Runway. Yeah. That's a little bit greedy. Yeah. Right? And you can argue and be like, oh, but that's so Miranda. But I feel like with the evolution of Miranda, I don't feel like it fits with her character.
Yeah.
I feel like in that moment, and this is where the reconciliation between Miranda and Nigel could have been, where she goes, you know what? I'm handing this to you now. This is your responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm going to be global content head. You're going to be the head of Runway.
Yeah.
You're going to be editor-in-chief. That's who you are.
Yeah.
Right? Now, obviously, I am not in that industry, so I don't know if, because he was in the art department, I don't know if he can sort of translate
I don't know what
to that position. I don't know, but I'm just thinking in terms of like movie script, like moments, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. But
a little bit of movie magic.
Exactly. So
yeah, and then it wouldn't be that thing of like, oh my God, a woman handing off the position to a man.
No.
Like, it wouldn't matter because like it wouldn't come to that because it's Nigel.
Exactly.
And we all want to see him succeed.
Exactly.
And get his dues, you know?
Exactly. I think that would have been a really powerful moment. That would have been a really good moment between the two of them. I would not have minded that. Visually, I did like the ending with the three of them in their offices and it like pans out. I kind of like
visually.
That. What?
I just want to like, no, visually the end is fine. Like I just mean in terms of like certain things.
Yes,
in the film.
it wasn't as pretty. I didn't like the lighting. It felt very artificial.
It was grey.
Yes. It wasn't bright and vibrant.
Everything was grey, and I didn't understand why. And there's like bits where there's like shaky cam involved.
Yes.
And there's like extreme like zoom cuts to like things and I'm just like I know you're trying to portray a fast-paced world, but like you did it.
But
so
you
much
did that
better
well in the first one.
movie. Like I just like I'm like, Dave Franco, are you okay?
Maybe he was just trying something new.
Are you alright? Are you fine, sir? Because he's directed that first movie is so good.
It's so good.
Like everything is really purposeful, and like he's directed like some really great like Sex and the City episodes, and like you know, like oh my gosh, like what happened?
Can I also say one thing? What I loved about the first film was the way that the cities were shown.
Yeah.
Right? We saw New York and we saw Paris. Now, obviously, I've not been to New York, but we've been to Paris.
Yeah.
And before we ever got to Paris, we saw the movie, right?
Yeah.
And I loved the way that they showed the city. And like, it's not a lot, but what there is, it's beautifully shot,
it's
right?
Funny.
I feel like we didn't really get that. Now, having said that, I will say I liked the Milan scenes. I have been to Milan and I thought that was really beautiful. Because they showed the cathedral and all of that sort of stuff. So I think that was fine. But it was still like we didn't get the energy of the city.
Yeah.
You know? Like Milan is a very different city to Rome and to Florence and all of that. Milan, I feel, is a very everyday city. It's beautiful, but this is like a working man city, right?
Oh, geez, yeah.
Like it's like I think like Milan's like a pretty like I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it is.
Well, I can't correct you if you're wrong because I've never been.
It's true, but Milan is obviously like the fashion capital right?
Of Italy, yeah.
But it was also I'm pretty sure it's like a lot of financial stuff,
right? Okay,
goes through Milan. So, like, I feel like Milan, like, having been there, I felt like Milan was, like, less touristy, a lot more. And when I was there, it was, like, during Fashion Week. So you saw, like, all the models walking around with, like, little portfolios and stuff. And I recognized, like, a few of the spots where they did the shows. It was on the streets that I'd walked past as the red carpets and stuff were getting, like, packed up and things.
Oh, my God, amazing.
So that was really cool. But like, the feel of the city being like this gritty city, you didn't really get that. Yeah. It is very glamorous and beautiful, and we got that bit, but it was very like fleeting. Yeah. You know? And we didn't really get a feel of New York, I feel, in this one.
No, I don't think so.
We really didn't get that.
A lot of like, I feel like most of the time they were indoors.
Yeah.
Like, whereas there's so much of like Andy running around
the city
and like, you know, doing all this stuff and like.
And we get to see like different locations and like, you know, that stuff.
Yeah. And
this one we really didn't get to see that.
We didn't get to see that this time.
Because like what I felt almost was like the first movie is literally showing you this is New York. This is what it feels like to live in New York, to work in New York.
Yeah.
In this one, it kind of was like already making an assumption that you kind of already know. Because you've had years of media showing you that stuff. So you really don't need that.
Yeah.
But I feel like you do still need it.
You still need to show New York.
Especially like, for a movie like this.
Think about like all the rom-coms we've seen.
Yeah.
That are set in New York.
Oh my God.
Each and every single one of them shows you New York.
New York's a character.
Like, and how that person directing that film, how that director is showing you what they feel
about that city.
About that city.
Yeah.
You know? So like something like When Harry Met Sally is a completely different interpretation of New York to something like 2 Weeks Notice or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, or like 27 Dresses or... there's 1,000 movies that are set in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, like One Fine Day. Like, come on.
Oh my God, I
you
love
like
One Fine Day.
That's a whole other...
Love One Fine Day.
That's a whole other look at New York.
If you don't know what One Fine Day is, it's George Clooney, Michelle Pfeiffer. It's great.
It's so good.
So good.
It's so good. It's so good. It's such a great movie. But like, you know, no matter how many times we see New York on screen, it's always a different version of New York.
Yeah.
And it's every single time you will fall in love with
it
over and over and over again, right?
It's like another character of the film.
Yeah, exactly.
And we didn't get to see that in this.
No.
We really didn't get to see that in this. So I feel like that is not a good way of showing a film that is very much a fashion film.
Like, it makes, like, honestly, the visuals, like, it made me, I didn't love them. And that's really, like, as a filmmaker, as a writer myself, like, that's, like, one of the most important things. And if I'm, like, sitting there going, this film looks ugly, that's not a good thing.
It did look ugly.
It looked ugly at times.
It looked ugly.
Because the first movie is on film. This one is digital. Like, it's just, like, it makes a difference, people.
I feel like even with digital,
movie,
you could still make it look better.
Yeah, sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. You really have to, like, try. But anyway, this movie, and I hate to say this, it felt like a movie that, it looked like a movie that you would watch on an airplane screen.
Yeah.
Or a mobile phone.
That's a really good,
like, on Netflix
comparison. I like that. It didn't look cinematic.
It looked like a Netflix movie.
It didn't look cinematic.
At all.
I agree.
Like, and I hate to say that about
I agree 100%.
Dave Frankel. I really do, because I really enjoy him as a director, especially in that first movie.
Yeah.
But
yeah, look,
he let me down.
Yeah. Look, overall, I think it was decent.
Honestly, Aline Bush McKenna let me down.
Oh, absolutely.
She let me down.
And I would put the script in bad.
Yeah.
I feel like you're being generous.
I am being generous because I'm trying to find, like, the good stuff. But, like, because I love her as a writer. Like, that first movie is, like, it's like... I hate to say it, but, like, it's like my Bible. Like,
yeah, it's just good.
It's everything that I would hope to write. Like, it's everything that I aspire to be.
Well, in my media class, I literally show students the opening credit.
Yeah.
As a way to establish a character.
Yeah. Because it establishes the character.
It establishes Andy and how different she is
to the other
girls. To the world that she's entering.
To the point, right down to the point where it shows her kissing her boyfriend. And then the next frame, it's the pretty girl kissing her very handsome boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, perfectly Adonis boyfriend. And it even says that on the page.
On the page, yeah.
Andy kisses her ordinary boyfriend. Or something along those lines. I can't remember the exact word.
This is like rumpled or something.
Her disgruntled, rumpled boyfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
It's, like, very interestingly worded, but yeah. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get none of that. Like, I will be very interested when the script is finally released to read it.
Like, compare the two.
Because I want to read those side by side and be like, where the hell did we go wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Because I was not impressed. I just think, and she's written some good stuff since then. Like, she wrote 27 Dresses. That's a great script.
That's a good script.
That's a good movie too. So like, I just don't know what happened.
Yeah, I feel like overall performances were very good.
Yeah, performances were okay. Like,
I liked all the characters. I liked.
Yeah, like, despite not liking Emily's direction, Emily Blunt.
She was great.
Emily Blunt. Let's give Emily Blunt a second. Emily Blunt. You could hand her the telephone book.
Oh my God, she'd be so good.
And she would act the hell out of it, okay?
Can I just say, I know this is really stupid, but I wish her divorced husband had been John Krasinski as a cameo on her phone when she's yelling at him about the kids.
Yes!
I think that would have been perfect.
Only because we know how much he loves that movie.
That would have been hilarious, but
he was, if there was one person who was having the best time at the premiere, it was John Krasinski. Like, yes, the cast was having a great time, but like, of the people who are not in the movie, he was having the best time.
If I was Emily Blunt, I would have done that. Yeah. I'd be like, can we
like,
have him play my
not
ex?
Even like the ex, like, but like just someone. Like,
yeah,
in the
just
film.
like someone in the background. My assistant.
Could have been hilarious.
That would be so funny.
Could have been so funny.
That would have been hilarious. So like even like, yeah, I don't know. I just, I have no words. Like, overall, it didn't suck.
No.
But it wasn't good.
But it wasn't what I was... Look, we went into it with no expectation. Well, some expectations, but ultimately we were like, let's just see it for what it is.
Yeah.
Right? And when we came out of it, we're like, that was far better
than what we had thought it would be.
We thought it was going to be. Now, having said that, because we weren't expecting
True.
much, we were like, okay. So now,
but now that we've marinated in it for a bit,
marinated in heads, it's kind of like,
it wasn't that great.
It wasn't as good as I was hoping it to be. And I was not even that thing of like, it has to be as perfect.
No, never.
Because nothing can reach
It's never
that.
going to be perfect.
It's never going to reach that first film. That film is God tier.
True.
In my eyes.
True. It's great.
And I was like, it does not even have to like cross that, like come to the, you know, end of that threshold.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to even like touch the ceiling. It just has to be good.
Yeah.
And I feel like this was just fine.
Yeah. I agree.
It's just a fine film.
Yeah, it was okay. It was fine as a legacy sequel. It was okay. Because you had all the characters back, I think that's the main reason why it worked.
Yeah.
There is no other reason why it worked.
Yeah. It
really
works
honestly.
because of them. Their chemistry is still very much intact.
Yeah.
It didn't look like they were like working.
They slipped in very comfortably.
They slipped in. They knew where
into
they were.
their roles. Yeah.
That's what, like, they interacted very well. It didn't like look like they were like having to work for the chemistry or anything.
No, I think they did that really well. Yeah.
That was fine. I think that was another very good point. So, yeah, it just didn't land even in like a good pocket for me. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
well, yes. So it was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah.
We will always rewatch the first one, of course. And, you know, let's be honest, we'll probably rewatch the second one as well.
Yeah, but not to the point where, like, I can remember that I went through a 2-week bout where I watched the movie every single day. Because I don't know, I was probably going through some, I don't know, a depressive mood or some crap, I don't know. But like, it just brought me out of whatever I was going through.
It still is. It's one of those movies where you can just pop on.
Like, it's one of those things where even if I'm just going to watch it for 20 minutes at lunch, I'll put it on.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm at home and I'm like, oh, I don't have anything to watch, I put on The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
Like, it's just so good.
It's so good. So good.
So good.
Well, the first one, not the second.
Yeah, not the second one.
Just to be clear. All right. So we hope you enjoyed this episode that we've done where we've talked about the sequel to one of our all-time favorite movies. Yes. Let us know what you guys think, and please do like and subscribe and follow us on our socials. As you know, we are on YouTube as well, so please subscribe to us. We'd like to gain more people listening to us. And we're not sure what we'll do next week. We wanted to do Michael originally, but then we kind of like Michael and this came out together basically,
so
and like, we decided to do this instead. So we'll probably cover Michael when it comes out on streaming. So we will talk about it at some point. So we haven't decided what we'll do next, but we shall be coming up with our next episode soon. And thank you for everyone who's been listening, and we will talk to you next